Does size matter? Coming from girl locker room talk that I've heard, I want to revisit this topic and readdress a lot of things about whether or not size does actually matter.
Hey guys, it's Hink here. Today we're going to be breaking down this video. Now, this is a real woman and she's actually a real sex therapist, and she actually breaks down basically her experience talking to her clients and herself about what women really think about size. Guys, we are all in our head, and some of you guys, it's like whatever the opposite of cope is. Like, you don't want to hear what an average size is, which is really about 5.2 inches. You think everybody is 8 inches. So I'm hoping this video will actually basically slap some of you guys back into reality about what women really think about size. And I got to give a shout out to Caleb, because Caleb sent me this video and was like, Hink, you might find this interesting. So guys, if you have videos like this that you might think are interested, please leave your comments down below, share it with me, or join me on my subreddit r/Hink and share the videos there. And also guys, go to her channel, leave a comment on this video and tell her that Hink sent you, because I actually would like to do a collab with this lady. And even though I have far more subs than she does, she kind of goes to me when I reached out. So leave a comment on her video saying, hey, Hink sent me, you should do a collab.
If you've been on this channel long enough, you know that I am not about the sugarcoating. I don't care if I hurt your feelings, okay? If I'm telling you the truth, if I'm being honest with you, then I've done my part. And how you take it is how you take it, and it's none of my business, quite frankly.
A lot of these women will lie one way or another, sometimes because they don't really know about size, or sometimes because they want to make you feel better. This chick, she doesn't care about your feelings. She just wants to be upfront and give you her real truth. Might not be every woman's truth, but her real truth.
So first and foremost, does size matter? Yes and no. Size really isn't the be all and end all, because I have met plenty of guys, and you've heard a lot of girls say this, that are large and in charge down there, and they really suck in the bedroom.
Like I've said so many times, you guys don't believe me. 10 out of 10 times, the worst experience when I ask women that they've had with the men, they have said it's been with a very well-endowed guy. So it's not everything to be very large.
In order to be good at sex and good in the bedroom, it requires a lot more than just your schlong size. The best experiences in the bedroom that I've had were always with guys that were average or even smaller.
And here she talks about how her best experience was with guys that were either average or sometimes even smaller than average. And we're not going to belabor these points right now, but guys, you need to know, you can be an exceptional lover regardless of your size.
If it is extremely big, there are difficulties with that. And if it's extremely small, there are difficulties with that.
Either extreme can be very difficult. So if you have a micro penis, where we're going to talk about that later, but typically you're 3 inches or smaller, that is going to lead to some sexual difficulties. There's no way around that, okay? There are a lot of things you can do about that, from an endocrinologist, testosterone pumping, etc. But I mean, you're going to be limited. But conversely, guys, you guys watch porn and you think that every chick wants to get slammed by some dude like Dread and wants to just get absolutely annihilated. Women find that very painful, guys, in some situations. I'm sure there's one woman out there that actually enjoys that. But I'm telling you, when I say that is not what these women want as a whole. And I know, who am I to say? I'm telling you what she is saying.
And let me tell you a few things about the goddamn inches, guys. Half of you guys don't know, okay, how to measure. The girls out here don't know what 6 inches looks like, and they talk too much.
This is a key point here. Women might say what they want. Oh, I want 6 inches or bigger, 7 inches or bigger. And this goes for a lot of men too. But guys, these women out here don't know what it is. Most of the time, if they have a number in their mind, it's because whoever they were dating at the time told them they were X amount. And guys lie. If you're 5, you typically say you're 7. If you're 7, you say you're 9. And if you're 8 or bigger, you say you're 12. That's where girl itches comes from. There's plenty of viral clips of literally women. Guys will hold up and they'll hide a ruler and say, show me what 6 inches look like. And these women don't know what it is. There are 2 exceptions to that rule. Guys, if you date somebody in construction, or maybe in some sort of tapestry where they're actually measuring 6-inch increments, then yeah, they might actually know what 6 inches is. Or if they're hairdressers, guys. Hairdressers are notorious for clipping off, trim 6 inches off, 4 inches off, and they need to know what that looks like. So unless you're dating somebody like that or a hairdresser, no girl is going to actually know your exact size.
Show me 8 inches.
So this one.
Okay.
This one. This one.
Maybe that. Oh, it's sorry. Show me 3 inches.
Right there. I'm good. I don't know what to tell you.
Awesome. Show me 7 inches.
I give the woman a lot of shit if they're laughing or talking or having opinions about size. Truthfully, A, nothing we can do about it. You're born with it. Do your best to own it and not look insecure, because insecurity, giving off that energy, can make you seem metaphorically small.
And I like this clip here because she basically says women need to shut the hell up. If you're making fun of a guy, it's stupid because number one, she says there's basically nothing that they can do about it. And basically she says you need to do your best to just own it. Well, guys, like that's not entirely true, okay? Obviously, if you're on my channel, you have seen what I do. Here's a paper here in men with normal penises that shows that they get 1.2 centimeters bigger in 6 months. Published data, guys. What more do I need to say? This is published scientific evidence. So yes, there is actually something you can do about it. And guys, along with that, obviously I have my course, guys. It's my enlargement course. I've put on over 1.5 inches in length and 1 inch in girth in over 3 years, but doing the same techniques that I will teach you. And unlike most people, I have receipts. Like you can verify exactly my gains. So if you're interested, link is in the description. If you've always wanted to get bigger or if you've always been insecure about your size.
What's small in their eyes, right? They don't know. It's subjective, extremely subjective.
Here she talks about like what is small. Like women don't really know what small is. Now she's generalizing here, but in her opinion, you know, she pulls up a ruler and says about 3 inches. Now, 3 inches, guys, is literally, I'll put up the definition here of basically what we call a micro penis, which is literally an underdeveloped penis. Now, that's a rare situation where even just providing one of those guys DHT cream alone, they could actually gain a 1/2 inch to 1 inch depending on their size and their androgen receptors. So micropenis is actually like an endocrine disorder that you can immediately do something about pretty easily. But she's saying that that real medical definition of a micropenis is what she would consider small, guys. So even if you're on the average size or the smaller size of average, that's not small. You really need to get out of your heads, even you undersized guys.
If you want to weigh out other options because you're really insecure about it, then go see what's available on the market, what is safe to do, what is backed by research. So there are plenty of other toys out there, plenty of other ways to stimulate a woman sexually. I don't really understand why there's such a big freak out about it.
I'll give her credit because she says if you don't like your size, there are things you can do about it. Just make sure you do your due diligence and research. Guys, I have a whole video about the different type of penile surgeries and breaking down the pros, the cons, the risks, the benefits. If you are interested in any kind of surgery, please watch that video, guys. So many of these surgeries like the pneuma implant or the suspensory ligament implant and even some of these fat fillers can be absolutely devastating to your penis and to your penile health. Please do your research before you can consider any type of surgical technique.
If that woman prefers a certain size, then that's her choice. That's her preference. You guys have preferences too about, oh, I like girls with boobs, or I like girls with this, or I like girls with, you know, this hair, whatever. Like, you guys have those preferences, and women are also allowed to have their preferences.
This is so valid. Like, I just love how real she is. Like, there are some women who prefer larger guys. That's just the way it is. Maybe these are women with longer than average vaginal canals or wider than average vaginal canals. For whatever reason, you cannot be mad if she wants a bigger D. Like, I get it. You know, that would absolutely be crushing to me. Like, I don't know that I would ever recover if some girl was like, I'm sorry, your D's just not big enough. But, like, that would be her preference. There are some guys who like really big boobs or really small boobs or big butts or small butts. You get it. You can't hate her for her preference.
For those that want to talk about inches, this is 6 inches. People think that's, like, not that big. Like, I love these girls that say, like, it's not that big. Okay, honey, this whole thing has to fit inside of you. That's pretty big when you think about it. Okay. You know what else is pretty big inside? That's 5 inches. That's a decent size. 4.5. Not the worst thing on the planet, guys, if they know how to use it.
Without a doubt, this is my favorite part of the video. She actually breaks out the ruler and she says, you want to know what's big, and basically shows 6 inches, and then she shows 5 inches, and basically like, this is big. This whole thing has to fit inside of you. Now, guys, this is the part where I want to like tear my mask off and rip my freaking hair out, because women do not care about your bone pressed measurement. If your bone pressed penis size is 6 inches, but you're overweight or obese and you have a 1 to 2 inch fat, let's say a 2 inch fat pad, you have 4 inches showing, she's probably going to say you have a small penis, because she's not going to be like, wait, let me put my ruler into your pelvis. It is such a stupid argument when these men are like, oh, well, what matters more, bone pressed or non-bone? But non-bone pressed, when she puts up 6 inches, that's a non-bone pressed. That's a visible length, what she can visibly see. So yes, when she says, do you want to know what's big? Yes, 6 inches non-bone pressed is big. I've said that, guys. I have several videos, including this one on like the ideal penis size. You need to be as lean as possible to minimize your fat pad so as much of your visible penis is showing. If you have 5 inches and she holds up a ruler and says, oh yeah, 5 inches is big, don't pat your back if you're overweight and you have an inch fat pad, which I would say at least is average, guys. For every 25 to 50 pounds of weight loss, you can gain 1/2 inch to 1 inch in visible length. So lose weight if you're overweight or obese. Like, I don't know how many times I have to say it. You should not be proud if you have an 8-inch genitals, but when your non-bone press measurement is 6 inches. Like, to me, that's not something to be proud of. That's shameful. Do something about it, get in shape, and lose weight.
Instead of talking about length, why don't you talk about girth? For me, that's more important at times. I like them a little bit chunkier. All right, for me, it packs more of a punch. I like a shape.
Without a doubt, it's true. There's a paper here published that, I mean, it's a survey, whatever, but it's still published data showing that without a doubt, women care far more about girth than they do than length on average.
I always like to hold up a mirror. So hold up a mirror to yourself if you're insecure about your size. Where is this coming from? Noise from girls that are uneducated? Don't hate on them. They're also taught this stuff by what? Social media, girls online that hold like 666 rule, right? Like 6 inches, 6 figures, 6 feet. Like this is spread by some loser girl that has no idea what she's talking about because she's never dated a 6-foot guy that makes 6 figures and has a 6-inch PP. Because if she did, she'd know that that's not all that is needed for a good guy.
I love this clip too. Like I love this girl's energy, first of all. And I just love what she's talking about because here she's talking about like the toxicity of social media. She's talking about how there's like viral clips about like, oh, 6 inches, 6 feet, and 6 figures. If you ever date a girl and that is her prerogative, like to me, that's toxic. It's her opinion as well. But that is not a girl you want to be dating, guys. And I don't know if it's this clip or another clip where she talks about like the bottom of the barrel women. You want a chick who's going to value you for you. Now that being said, guys, bring something to the table. I mean, you can't be like overweight with a shit job or be unemployed and not take care of yourself and be like, I don't understand why women don't want to date me. Be the best version of yourself, guys. That's what I say all the time. Get in shape, maximize your shoulder to waist ratio, learn some skills, learn different trades, whatever it may be, so you can maximize what you bring to the table to offer women. But don't get caught up on these TikTok videos. And what's that stupid one of some chick that's like 6'5", blue eyes, and finance or some stupid shit like that? Like, don't get wrapped up in that, guys. I know I'm an old man. Get off social media and get into the real world. And that doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman watching this video. You would be surprised in real life how many women just want a guy that's going to treat them right and be nice to them and be kind to them.
If that's all that is in her requirements, then she's a bottom of the barrel kind of gal, okay? And she's making judgments based off of those. She's bottom of the barrel kind of gal. In my books, maybe not yours.
Here's the clip. I couldn't agree more. That is not the kind of woman you want to be dating. And guys, I'm not trying to get all like pilled here, but like, don't let women define your value. I'm not going to go on like sob stories. Maybe on my live stream, I'll talk about some of my sob stories about like the women who dissed me when I was, you know, very much in my hardcore ugly duckling phase up until literally medical school. You do not let these women define your value. You get your value from within.
The greatest sex I've ever had, like I said, was with somebody who isn't on the larger side.
It was actually the smallest I've ever experienced, and it was curved in a way that works for my body and hit my G-spot. So really, he didn't have to do much. It was just what worked for my body.
And guys, here I thought it was interesting. She talks about how her best experience was from a guy that was curved specifically, so he just hit it right in the right spot. Some of you undersized guys, like you need to learn how to use it to your advantage.
Right? You guys are so focused about penetration, but if you know anything about a woman's body, is a lot of women actually struggle to work through just penetration. It requires stimulation. You don't. Stimulation. Do you even know what that is? My man, you've heard about it in the movies, but you don't know anything, right? Stop watching your porn, okay? Stop watching it. Because while you think it's educating you, most of them aren't out there doing anything for the woman, all right? So if you're concerned about your size, why don't you learn more about sex and how to stimulate a woman so that you're not just relying on size?
And here she just cracks me up. Sometimes just her mannerisms. If you get my drift, you need to learn how to DJ, okay? If you know what I mean. But it's so true. Most women do not get over the top from just penetration. And so you need to learn other techniques.
You think that's all that's needed to carry you through, my man? And let me tell you, you're the biggest disappointment, right? Because we're told that bigger is better. But then we get into the bedroom and we realize quite quickly, if we're honest with ourselves, that no, it's not. Same goes for tall guys, okay? Sometimes all that height was all that you were gifted by God. And you're lacking in other departments, my man. So if you don't look at yourself as a whole package, you're going to fall short.
You're going to think, I don't know, this is cope or, you know, whatever the Gen Z term is. These encounters with these large guys, it is not all it's cracked up to be. And I'm not going to turn this into like big, deep problems because those guys are obnoxious, pretentious douchebags. You know, probably not unlike myself. But guys, there's literally countless articles published, and I've even seen some published literature that shows that actually you would be surprised that at least as many women, if not more, will actually dump a guy because he is too well endowed, like in this article here, rather than he's too small. There's something called dyspareunia. It is literally means painful intercourse for women. There's something called vaginismus, where like any kind of penetration into the vaginal orifice causes it to spasm. It's very painful. I've been on OB rotations. I've seen women that have this. It's not all it's cracked up to be very big.
And, you know, dealing with a larger size is also a problem that people don't talk about. It is a struggle. And a lot of men have actually contacted me and complained and been like, I don't know what the fuck to do at this point because I struggle with certain positions or I can't really have successful sex because it's painful for most women and it doesn't really work right in a lot of positions.
Now, guys, I'm an animal lover. Follow me here. One of my favorite animals that I like is doggy. For my size and my girl's size, that animal is not necessarily possible. Now, I'm not, oh my God, woe is me. My Jimmy is so big, I can't do certain positions. I'm not trying to do that, but I'm just saying that is kind of like, oh, you know, well, that sucks. I can't do that. And I really like that because, you know, I'm a big animal lover, guys. I love doggy.
We're not out here measuring Vagejees, okay? And you'll be surprised that they're different across the board as well. And there's nothing they can do about it either.
But once again, she says there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, I don't blame her for not being the most informed, but there is something that women can do about it. It's much easier for women than for men. There's something called a vaginoplasty, guys, where they can literally narrow or tighten the vaginal canal. So just so you know, it is a real procedure.
And ladies, shut up about size if you're watching this, because you also don't know what the hell you're talking about until you don't have a measuring tape right beside me, okay?
And here I like this advice. If you're concerned about size, basically get a ruler, find an object that's that size or that length and see what that's like. And it's actually very good advice that all of these women on TikTok and social media talking about like how they like these really big Ds probably have no idea what they're talking about.
Or maybe you are not confident in your body and you don't know how to make yourself come and you put all of that on this person who also doesn't know you like that to try and figure it out. I mean, who's at fault for this not positive, not great sexual experience?
This is another one of my favorite clips. And, you know, we talked about on this on my last live stream. Once again, I'm not trying to get all pilled, but in general, it's like the entire weight of a good encounter is put entirely on the men's shoulder. Promise I'm not going red pill. If we're really trying to move towards a more equal society, then it should be like 50-50 and it should be on the women as well to make sure that the encounter is going well. But anyways, I like the point she made that it's a two-way street. And she also emphasizes the point, like, this is somebody you don't really know that well. And guys, you know I'm old-fashioned. You know my body count is very small. You know I dated my current girl for like 6 months before we even kissed. In my opinion, there's nothing sexy, there's nothing cool about being promiscuous. I'm not telling you how to live your life. I'm not. But just be careful out there, guys. Have some respect for yourself and for your partners. I would say don't go out there sleeping around. But if that's what you want to do, that's what makes you happy. More power to you. I'll also say, if you don't want a girl with a massive body count, then you shouldn't go out there and have a massive body count. In my opinion, it's about having self-respect. That's a very, here we go, Hink. But to me, that's a very intimate, special thing that you should share with somebody that you really care about, not just like, oh, I'm bored, I want to go on Tinder and have some fun. But whatever, old man Hink, downvote me to hell in the comments for that. That's just how I feel, guys.
Also factor that in too. Stop stressing and focus on the shit that you can control and you can deal with and you can improve on, rather than stuff that you can't.
And guys, this is like one of the other best parts. Can't say this enough. Be the best version of yourself. Maximize yourself in any way possible. Get in the best shape you can. Learn a new skill. Learn a new language. Get a new job. Go back to school, get a new education, get a new certificate. Do what you can to maximize your finances. Read books about how to woo women if that's what you're interested in doing. But there's ways you can improve yourself rather than just sitting your fat ass on the couch and playing Xbox and wondering why you can't get a date. And once again, guys, there is something you can do if you want to get bigger, which I would recommend you maximize your physical fitness and you lose your body weight first. But if you're still insecure about the size of your D, yes, there is things you can do, guys. That's what this channel is dedicated for. I have videos on pumping. I have videos on manual stretches and even like things like extenders, guys. So if you're interested, just go through my channel and watch the videos. Or of course, once again, if you want it laid out in a step-by-step process, my course is in the description below. Let me know what you think about this video. Was she way off? Am I way off? Am I just an idiot? But remember, guys, there's nothing wrong with self-improvement. Maximize, be the best version of you can be. But you are enough just as you are. All right, guys. Peace and love.
Dr. Hink got the plug on the health, yeah. Got you thinking about your wealth, yeah. In his office, no stealth, yeah. Pinnacle of that below the belt, yeah. Checks and balance, he's managing. Working miracles, no damage. Got you covered, no panicking. In the clinic, no vanishing.